Hey there, this is Brian at Grimm's Auto Service. It's a Saturday. I came up to put an AC compressor on my own truck. I've got another Chevy pickup that looks just like my plow truck, but way nicer. You can see this beautiful Chevrolet. It's got a lift kit in it and all kinds of goodies on it. And here's Brian's plain old GMC. They're almost exact same color and everything. But I got my AC compressor. I'm like, I'll get an actual AC Delco one, so maybe it'd be better. And it says made in Mexico. And then it came with some new seals, and it says made in China. You'd really think that, you know, Delco would be from the mainland, but apparently not. So we'll see about putting this compressor on, and hopefully it still works. Today we're going to put a new AC compressor on my pickup because I've put, I think, 3 or 4 used ones from a salvage yard. I think you can pick them up for like around 50 bucks, and they might last a year or so. And this last one, I think I put it on and it made it through the summer. By the fall it was already leaking, and the other day we went camping and I figured I'd charge it up to take it on our camping trip, and the AC worked just fine going to the campground. The next day went to fire it up and it all leaked out. It was that bad. So I'm tired of messing around. We're just got a brand new AC Delco one, and we're gonna fix it right this time. I just hooked up the AC machine. I just got the low side hooked up because right now it looked like we have about 7 pounds of pressure in it. So we're just gonna vacuum it, because if I hit recover it'll say low pressure recover anyway. We're just gonna suck her down a little bit here. A lot of times on these GMs anyway, on the high side, they have like a rubber, if you can see, you can't see the Schrader valve. It's got a little rubber flap over the top of the Schrader valve, and when you hook your pressure gauges up to it, it'll mess up that little bit of rubber and it won't seal right. And you can get a replacement one like this, just unscrews off of here, but usually I just don't even mess around hooking up unless there's a problem with the AC system to where we need to diagnose it and where we need to see what that high pressure looks like. And then also, when I was looking at this other truck, I don't know if you can see, but how well, I might go grab my black light, but you can see there's green dye all over if you look down under there. Let me go grab the light here. I've got this black light. I believe it came, there we go, came from the Mac Man. A lot of these black lights don't throw out much light, but if you look at this one, it really blows some light, some blue. If you can see the difference, you can just see the compressor just glowing green. So it's definitely 100%. The seals on the compressor are leaking. As far as I know, I don't think you can get kits to rebuild these compressors or anything, so you just have to replace them. And like I said, I've gotten several used ones for my truck and they just don't last, so you're better off just getting a new one. And then also earlier today, the Snap-on guy gave me some drawer lining stuff, so I cleaned up my tool cart and got some of the drawers. I didn't do all of them. I got to do that drawer, but I've got a couple of the drawers done on the top of my tool cart, so makes it look a little nicer. So after we're done vacuuming there, then I'll show you how to replace the AC compressor on a 98 GMC pickup. I've got the AC system sucked down, so next thing we're going to do is take the Serpentine belt off. This one just takes like a 3/8 drive. I've got one of these gear wrench ratcheting Serpentine belt tools. That's kind of what they look like. You can put them in different positions and they ratchet on the end for tight situations, but on this one you could use just a 3/8 breaker bar or ratchet. Next thing I'm going to do, I'll take this AC line off. And it came with new O-rings, so we don't have to worry about tearing it. We'll just lay that to the side there. And then I'll just use a little pocket screwdriver to carefully take the electrical connector loose. These are my favorite pocket screwdrivers. They're from Mac Tools. They're almost, this one actually has like a pry bar end, but it's made out of like pry bar material. They're just about indestructible. Take the 4 mounting bolts off. Now take this little wire holder loose here, just to give us a little bit more room. Almost forgot there's a high side pressure switch on this back side. You can see the junkyard numbering on there. Like I said, I'm tired of playing with the junkyard stuff. We're going to put a new one on. I've got the new one out of the box. You can see it's a brand new Delco one. You go and buy one from a parts store and it's all painted black and it's a reman one, you're almost better off just getting one from a salvage yard, because half the time they're not any better. This one in the packaging, it says right on there, if you can read that, get the glare off, must add oil. So we'll have to look it up and see how much oil to add. I have an oil injecting tool, and some AC machines have them on it built in. If you don't have one, you can carefully pour it into the port, and then you want to turn your pump, a little bit at a time as you're pouring it in, because you can hydro lock your new AC compressor with oil. And this one I already took the protective caps off and stuff. Most of the time, all I use this pickup for is plowing snow, but don't really need AC. But once in a while, my family, we've got some kayaks, so we go kayaking, and some days it's really hot, and it's nice to get in an air-conditioned truck when you're on your way home. Snug them up and then torque them to specs. take off my O-rings. Some of these GMs have different, they'll have different thickness O-rings, but this one, if you can see, they're both exactly the same. Kind of looks like, by the camera here, it looks like they're a different size, but they're exactly the same. We've got our new ones in the package here, straight from China. Getting out my, put a little bit of AC. You can use a Q-tip or your finger or whatever. Put a little bit of AC oil on. Torque that down. I just thought of something. I think I might have, I don't know if this one came with a new pressure switch on the back. It doesn't appear to. I think we're gonna have to take her back off. I guess I'm only human. Don't forget to swap your pressure switch off of your old compressor, or you'll be doing it a second time like I just did. Luckily, this is one of the easiest AC compressors you can do. Well, this part of it you already seen before. Okay, we're back to where I was before I made my mistake. Now you just have to put your wire connector back there. We already had that. There's the pressure switch on the back. I'm gonna hook the AC machine up and start sucking it into a vacuum. Like I said, I usually don't hook up the high side on these because you'll end up having to get all done with it, and then that high side will be leaking, and then you gotta evacuate it and replace it and do it all over again. But I'll start vacuuming it down right now. The vacuum can start running while we're putting the belt back on. These things are so easy, I almost thought about bringing some tools and swapping it out at the campground while I was there. But I rarely get to take any days off, so I didn't really feel like working on my own stuff at a campground. Get your belt on, make sure you're in all the grooves all the way around. Light here. Just double check my crank. Perfect. We're gonna vacuum it down and charge it, and we'll put some AC oil in it, and we should be good to go. I'm not gonna make you sit here and watch the AC pump vacuum all day long, so we'll be back in a little bit. This is what my AC oil injector looks like. I get buy these from the Snap-on guy. You can put, I think, up to 2 ounces of oil in it. The oil I've got in it right now, it's kind of a universal, and it's got some dye in it, but if you read the back, it says there's not enough dye in it for a full system charge. So if you're trying to just put dye in it, this isn't strong enough. If you look, there's instructions on how much oil to add. You're supposed to measure how much you sucked out with your AC machine if you have one. Otherwise, I believe it says about 2 ounces to add to it. But look at your own instructions. Some compressors come loaded with oil already, so just pay attention to that. You don't want to throw one on and run it dry. Next thing I'm going to do is charge it up. On most vehicles there's a sticker somewhere telling you how much refrigerant to use. This one takes 2 pounds. So we'll get it charged up, and after that's done, we'll put some oil in it, and hopefully we'll be all done. The AC machine's all done charging. Now we just have to start it up and put some oil in it. When the service port's right on top of the compressor, I always like to put the oil in while it's running. That way I don't lock it up with putting too much oil in it all at once. All I gotta do is clean up my mess a little bit. Ran down the side there. Be careful when you're spraying brake clean on a running engine, because it is flammable. It is short cycling a little bit, sitting here in the shop, but the shop is air conditioned, so it's not very warm in here to begin with. Well, I made another mistake. I looked at the AC machine and it said charge failed. It only got about 15 ounces in, so there's less than half the amount in. So I hit retry. Some vehicles, to get the entire amount in, you do have to have the engine running to get the full charge in. You can tell already how much the clutch cycling, how it's not kicking in and out. I can feel it. You can just feel the temperature difference also. So, yeah, you gotta pay attention sometimes. You get in a hurry and think you got it all done, and it's not. So sometimes you gotta slow down and pay attention. Looks like the compressor's running like it should be now. Sometimes that can be a big dummy. We got 76 degrees here in the shop right now. And it looks like we got about 48 blowing out of the center vent right now, so that should be acceptable. Hope you enjoyed this video of replacing the AC compressor on our plow truck. This is an actual working shop. It's only 2 stalls here. And it's just me and my beautiful wife and one other technician that we work out of this little shop that's probably smaller than some people's garage at home. So I hope you enjoy our videos, and please like us and subscribe. Have a nice day.